is 4:05 in the afternoon. I have nothing to eat yet. That's a problem. That's the first problem. But these Doritos, though. They bang, bang, banging. What's up, you guys? What's up? What's up? You already know who it is. It's your girl, Mattia Washington, aka what? Mattia Washi. I'm coming to you. For those of you who are unfamiliar with my channel, I do ministry, motivation, music, and makeup. Today is something kind of a little different. Just kind of getting to know me a little bit. But before I get into all that, I just want to say welcome to all of my new subscribers. I want to say thank you to all of my returning subscribers. Y'all are the bomb. And thank you to everybody who just continues to show love, who continues to support. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it. I really love just being here, doing all the things that I love. I feel so fulfilled. And I don't know what took me so long to start this channel in the beginning. Like, I don't even know what took me so long. Yeah, it's pop. But I'm glad that I'm here. Y'all forgive me because I have not had anything to eat today and your girl is hungry. Okay. So, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Today's video is just for those of you, first of all, who follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Yes, on my story, I put up just the post about people asking me random questions. It could be anything that they wanted it to be. So the questions, I have a list of questions here. Probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 questions. Hopefully this video won't be super long. But 10 questions that people have asked. I know I can get to talking, but I just think it's going to be good either way, you know, because the way that my energy is set up, I just be out here cutting up, acting a fool, something like that, you know. So 10 questions that people have asked. So I'm going to state the question, respond with my answer. Just act, you know, cut up a little bit. So it's not really geared towards my channel per se, just something that I decided to do, just something a little different, because sometimes you see people on certain platforms and you don't really know, like, well, who is this person? But for the ones who follow me on social media, y'all kind of know. Of course, my friends know, but even if you don't know me personally, the way that I am on social media, that's the way that I am in real life. Like, it's no faking it. It ain't no funking it. Like, I am who I am, you know? Hey. So, anyways, thank you guys again for tuning in. Stay tuned for these questions. You can stay tuned for these answers as well. I think it's going to be pretty fun. Y'all don't mind me because I'm going to tear these Doritos up as I'm talking, okay? So, question number 1. What type of men are you attracted to? And y'all know that had to be a man who asked that. Are you in my business? You in my business? Now, I'm attracted to, of course, you know, handsome men, men who are well kept, men who are respectful, men who are humble, because I'm not with cocky, arrogant type people. It's not my thing. Men who, you know, take care of themselves physically, also, you know, they're spiritually, their inner man. I'm also attracted to men who are ambitious and who have vision. And I don't say that in a sense of, oh, I want a man who make 8 figures. I want a man who drive the BMW, the Mercedes, the Lex Coupe, the Range. I want a man who buy me Chanel, Birkin, No. Because all of those things are nice, and I like nice things. But having a vision and a plan for where you want to go, where you see yourself in life, how you want to make an impact on not just those around you, but the world in a sense. I'm attracted to those type. Lazy men. It's a no for me, dog. But yeah, I'm attracted also to men who love God. And that's not to say that I'm out here looking at all these men who are in church. No, that's not what I'm saying either. Because I don't want y'all to take that wrong. Like, ooh, every man who worshiping, she got her. No. So, yeah, I'm attracted to good men. I ain't gonna go too much into that. Cause you in my business, the one who asked this question. Question number 2. How old were you when you officially got saved? And do you have any children? So, no, I don't have any children. Not yet, but I do want children. Y'all, those of you who know me, y'all know I love kids. I want me a juicy little baby that I can squeeze and kiss all day long. But no kids right now. How old were you when you officially got saved? My God. When I officially got saved, well, when you little, I can't remember the age, but I remember I was elementary age. And we were at a church in Hawaii. And I remember giving my life to Christ and getting baptized. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say around age 9 or 10. But then, of course, for me, I'll tell my story. When you grow up in church, you get told all the things you don't need to do. What's wrong? You don't need to do this. That's how you kind of taught in a sense. But the more somebody tell you what you don't need to do, the more you want to do what they're telling you not to do. So you get curious and then you venture off. So, of course, that happened, the venturing off, high school, went to college, did my thug thizzle, and then I came to a point where I wanted to seek God and know God more for myself. So in college was when I had that, like in depth, like, okay, God, we about to do this. We about to get a little closer. So, yeah. The next question, how are you doing mentally? Yo, I'm doing fine mentally. I won't change my life just fine. Fine. Woo. I say that because I've noticed that, or have noticed over time, a lot of people say, like, people who joke often or appear to be happy on social media or around friends and family, if they appear to be happy and joking and laughing and smiling, then 9 times out of 10 behind closed doors, they're battling depression or they're battling, anxiety, and they're battling. But I'm here to tell y'all, the way that y'all see me on camera, that is the life that I live when I'm not recorded. I promise you, like, I live by myself. I love it. I just have of course we know a sanctuary is, in the church. But I'm telling you, like, my home is my sanctuary. It's my queendom. I love being here. I love having peace in my home. I love having peace in my life. So I'm very much at peace. I am very much happy. And my happiness is not based on the fact of whether I have all the things that I want or all the money in my bank account that I want, because I don't. But I'm content with the things that I have. I'm thankful for, you know, my needs and everything being met. But I'm also on a journey to attain more. So I'm really happy. My mind, thank God, my mind is at ease. My mind is at peace. And I only have God to thank because of that. And just, you know, growing in relationship with him every day, you know, seeking God in my word, praying, you know, God gives me that peace, like that he's with me every day. And situations don't always go the way that I want them to go or the way that I expect for them to go. But I am, like, when I say that I'm happy, I am happy. So mentally, I'm good. Mentally, I be in my own world. That is the God honest truth. I could be at work, or it don't even matter what it is. Like, I just be, when I say I be chilling, I be chilling. Like, I be in my own world, my own little bubble. I'm not with the negativity and stuff like that. And I feel like, in a sense, I have to be the one to control, you know, what I allow affect me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of that. So some things, you know, you have to learn what's going to trigger you to give this response or give that response. So I just love a peaceful life. I love a happy life. You know, and it's not that I don't go through problems or situations. I do, but I just try not to let what I'm dealing with overrule me. Because y'all who know me, y'all know me. Like, I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm happy-go-lucky. I'm laughing. Y'all who follow me on my social media, y'all know I be cackling. I be cutting up. And the thing is, I do it right by myself. Right by myself. But I've had to grow to get here. A lot of that has come with, you know, me going through things emotionally when I was younger, but then growing to a place of just loving me. And when I fell in love with me, it's not that nobody else mattered, but it's just like, I don't ever want this feeling to go away, ever. So I just be chilling. So mentally, I'm good. Mentally, I'm good. What inspired the mohawk? I don't even know, honestly. All I know is, what's this, 2020? Yep, 5 years ago. Every now and then I just be wanting something different when it comes to my hair. That's why I'm always either doing cuts, color, or whatever. But I had got to a point and I was just like, I just want to do something different. So I seen this cut. This is back before I even went natural. Because I was team relaxer all day. I was team creamy crack all day. But I seen this cut and I was like, oh, I love this cut. And I knew that this lady that I go to when I need my hair like slayed. I knew that she could do it. And I got my hair cut in the style. I'm gonna find a little picture to put in here. Got it cut and I was like, yes. So it was fire. Then I had decided to transition to natural because I had started kind of getting my hair crocheted. And then the more that I was going to the barbershop to get them to keep my hair tapered, the more I started getting more cut off. It was like every time I was getting more cut off, cut into a different style, cut in a different way. And then I had like a full mohawk, but then the back, I was just like, oh, I want this shorter some more. I want it shorter, and here I am. So, I just be like it. I like to stay funky. I like to stay fly. You know, I blame my mama for that because she's just always brought us up like, y'all ain't gonna go anywhere behind me looking any kind of way. And when you step out the house, you are a representation of me. And when my mama steps, she you know, she ain't gonna come out looking any kind of way. So that just kind of carried over to her kids. So I do take pride in how I present myself, how I carry myself as a woman. So, but yeah, nothing really inspired the mohawk. It just, Pinterest, I also blame Pinterest because they be having makeup looks, they be having shoes, they be having clothes, they be having recipes, they be having meals, they be having hairstyles, they be having nails, toes, jewelry. Pinterest be having everything. And Pinterest, I be pinning stuff. I see a hairstyle, pin. I got like 1,100 pins for different hairstyles. When I was Team Relaxer and when I crossed over to Team Natural, like, so maybe Pinterest inspired it. I'm just gonna say that. Who is the King of Glory? The Lord strong, mighty in battle. Sorry, y'all. The person who asked me that said they were listening to that song at the time. That's why they asked it. Who is the King of Glory? He's the Lord God strong and mighty. The Lord God mighty in battle? Woo! Don't get me started talking about my God. That will turn into a long video. Okay? Are you dating? No, you in my business. Nosy, you in my business. Am I dating? I'm not currently dating per se. Like, I'm not dating anyone exclusive, but I'm open to, if I meet somebody, oh, you know, you're beautiful. Thanks. I would like to take you on a date. Okay. I'm open to that. But the thing with that is the guys who have approached me, their approach is completely wrong. They either come disrespectful. The way that they come at you is just like, you know, all vulgar. Or you even know, like, are you really into me? You trying to get to know me, or are you just trying to get to know this body? You trying to get to know me, or you trying to get to know this body? So I can I can tell who's actually take an interest in me, trying to get to know me and see what something could happen with me, as opposed to trying to get to know boy. And I don't want nobody who just gonna be for boy. Okay? How do you feel about romance in the church? What makes it more comfortable to discuss in the church? Now that's a question. That's a question. Romance in the church. I feel like for single men and single women, if they desire to be married, I feel like it would be good to have something to discuss, because, and like I said earlier, like when you grow up in church, they tell you can't have sex before marriage. You ain't supposed to be doing this. You ain't supposed to be doing that. You don't need to listen to this kind of music. I get that. I agree with what the word says. I know God's word is true. It doesn't lie. Like, boom. I understand that. And I'm not here to disagree with that. But what I will disagree with is, I feel like when you do You just tell a person, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. You ain't supposed to be doing this. Da, 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 da. It almost sets that person up to not know what to do when they get in certain situations. So if you tell me to keep myself until I'm married, which is what the word says, which is what we're supposed to do. Okay, boom. So when it comes to the point, if I'm married, what if I get with a husband and my husband done been freak-a-leak all over, well, I ain't gonna say all over. Let me not say that. Let me not say he freak-a-leak all over. But let me say he's experienced in certain areas. So when he gets with his wife, he wants his wife to be able to experience or be experienced in the bedroom, the boom boom room. That's what I like to call it. So, but even if a woman has kept herself till marriage, if no other woman has taken the time to kind of show her beforehand or teach her what she needs to do in the sense of pleasing her husband, how the heck she gonna know what to do? Excuse me. I said heck, by the way. But how she gonna know what to do? So I feel like, especially in these days, not every daughter has a mother in their life, or maybe they lost a mother, or maybe they don't have someone outside of the church or even in the family that they are influenced enough by to go and talk to them about those questions. So they might need somebody in the church to sit them down and teach them. I'm not saying in high school or nothing like that, but I'm saying that if that person has a desire to be married, or if they're of age and they have like a singles ministry in church, a women's singles ministry, or men's, or even men's and women's department, who is gonna take that time? Because she either gonna learn one way or another. Somebody outside gonna teach you, or somebody, So I feel that it would be good to discuss romance in the church. And romance is not just straight sex. It's other things like, getting the nice rose petals on the bed, and, the fruits and the whipped cream, and, the little chocolate drizzle. I ain't trying to get too nasty and X-rated on here, but I'm just being real. The romance, sending a little nice, sexy little text messages to your husband before he come home. The things leading up to that moment, so that when that moment comes, y'all can have a nice, bomb, intimate time. But if somebody don't teach sis or bro how to run, and even on the flip side with men, not every man grew up with a father who romanced the mother, or who had a mother, daddy may have been trying to play the field, or, daddy may have been in the streets, or daddy may have been at a point where he just didn't know how to do that himself. So that wasn't an example that he taught to his son. Yo, son, this is how you romance your mama. This how I got her. You know how them old men be talking. They think they still got it. they still got it. But they may not have been at a point where they learned that. So somebody has to step in. And I feel, what better way to do it than in the church? Because sometimes even people in the church, they appear to be so happy in their marriages and they miserable. And I don't know but nobody else, but I do not want no miserable marriage. And that's just on period. I do not. I'm telling you, I pick my mama's brain probably at least every week or every other week. I ask my mama questions about marriage. And she would tell you, I do. My mama has been a great example to me. She really has a lot of things that she's endured. We ain't even about to get into all that, because I'll be sitting here crying about my appreciation for mom. But I love you, mom. But yes, I feel like, you know, if it's not going to be done in the church, romance in the church, at least someone that you close with, that you can connect with, to have that conversation of how to prepare you for what you desire to have later on in life. But I still think even in church, like, because sometimes some of the single women may be able to teach the married ones something about, and men too, and may be able to teach them a little bit, just because you got to keep things fun. You don't want to get boring and dry and just stale and stiff and dead. Don't nobody want to do that. Don't nobody want to do that. My God. I'm just speaking for me. I cannot. And y'all see me, if I'm not laughing and being happy and smiling, and granted, I know everything is not going to be all gravy, but ultimately, I need things to be fun, adventurous, spontaneous. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. And the second part to that question is, what makes it comfortable to discuss in the church? As far as that, whether it's in the church or outside of the church, I personally feel that you have to have and establish some type of connection or bond with someone, and to be able to trust them to even talk about that. Because if I'm walking in your church for the first day and I join and I've only been there with a month, I don't know nobody, I only say hey and bye, I'm not coming to you sitting in no class talking to you about that. But it's just a no for me. You know, you have to establish relationship and connection with somebody to establish trust. And a lot of that stems from doing things outside of the church. Like, let's go bowling. Hey girl, you know, we doing this. You want to go out to eat? Or hey girl, let's do, you know, something. Like, you can establish relationship in the church, but some things you get to know people outside by doing outside things. I love coming together, you know, worshiping and stuff, but some of the connections that I made in my church happened outside of the church with the people in my church. So you got to have that connection, and you have to be able to trust the person before you go to that level with them as far as discussing certain things. I remember, you know, one of the youth, I loved youth. So I would get my girls, you know, I called them my girls, even though I didn't birth them. But I would get my girls and, you know, we'd hang out, we'd go to the movies. They always wanted to go to the mall, and they always wanted to go out to eat. I'm like, y'all spend more money than. But I would get them, and, you want to make them feel comfortable. So I put on the little music. I'm cool too. Hey. I put on the little music to make them feel like, okay, T is chill. Take them to the mall. Don't be harping on them and stuff like that. May ask them, you got a little boyfriend? Is there anybody that you like? Da, da, da. And most of them would gravitate and be like, yeah, well, I got this and I got that and da, 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 da. But one of them, she was a little, she was a little mellow, a little meek and mild. So I stopped asking her. And one day we went to Walmart. I had them again another weekend. We went to Walmart and we was over there by the pineapples and the peaches. And she came to me and she was like, Tia, da, 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 da. So in my mind, I'm shocked because I'm like, she finally opened up to a real one. She finally opened up. And it was at that moment that I realized, like, you can't press people to talk about something that they're not comfortable to discuss. You have to wait, allow them to feel comfortable, and sometimes you just got to let them come to you. So why am I saying that? Because people got to establish trust with you and have that connection for them to be able to feel like they can be vulnerable with you to share those things. So, what makes it more comfy to discuss? Yeah, establishing relationship and establishing trust. And then to establish trust, you got to keep that information. Sometimes people in the church, they hear one thing, and before the next 10 minutes, they on the phone with so-and-so, telling this and telling that. Just be quiet. It ain't hard. Hush. It is not hard. And if somebody comes to you about something personal, it's not meant for you to go and tell Tom, Dick, Harry, Susie, Jan, Jack, Jill, went up the hill, or nobody. Just be quiet. And a lot of times that's why some things can't. Because when you start hearing stuff back around that you know you only told one person, then you know, somebody been talking. Somebody been running their mouth. So, yeah. What does establishing a foundation look like for you? It's another good one. I'm assuming this is in a relationship or period. What I feel establishing a foundation looks like for me is going back to the trust factor, making sure that you truly have a desire to want to know that person and know that person's heart, and not just, putting on a facade, acting like, oh, I want to get to know you, when really you just trying to know the boy and other things like, So I will say, there was a gentleman in college that I talked to, and when I tell you I have absolutely nothing but genuine love for him, even to this day, genuine love. When we, first began to communicate and things like that, it was strictly friends, like for years. He won't looking at me like that, and I won't looking at him like that. Like, and we just stumbled across love. So, but one thing I will always remember that he did is the first time we had hung out, he talked. And he told me, he was like, in order to establish trust with a person, sometimes you have to be vulnerable or share something vulnerable with that person that either you may not have shared with anybody else, just to establish trust and break down that wall. So he opened up and he shared something with me. He read something to me, and I opened up and I shared something with him that, I wasn't happy with or proud of at that time, or that was going on. And it was just like instantly we made connection. And I was reading my devotional one day last week, and it was a quote or something in there that basically said, people admire your strengths, but vulnerability creates connection. And I was like, that's so true, because when you have moments that you share with people, it allows you to connect with that person, and then you just build and you grow and you bond, So I said all that to say, establishing a foundation for me means a lot of communication, a lot of spending time, a lot of talking, a lot of being there for what I need you to be there for, a lot of also me being there for what you need me to be there for, a lot of, just not, because a lot of times in relationships these days, people want to jump in and go straight to the boom, boom room. And the truth be told, when you get of a certain age, boom, boom gonna be boomed out. When you get I don't even know some of the ages for some people, but when you get to a certain age, you ain't gonna be able to boom no more. So beyond that, what have we established in a foundation and that is going to allow us to continue our relationship or continue our marriage or continue growing and continue building and continue making impact and continue doing purpose together? Now, I understand everybody, the flesh gets weak. I know. I know. But outside of that, you have to establish, even when hard times come, even with a hurricane, if houses and buildings and things are not built on a strong foundation, when a hurricane or a storm comes, it's going to tear that joker up. But those that's built on a good, strong, solid foundation, they'll be able to withstand the storms. So it takes more than just, hey, yo, you trying to Netflix and chill. No, I'm not. I can Netflix and chill by myself and have no problems with doing that. So establishing foundation is, definitely a lot of communication, me being able to see that I can trust you, you being a man of your word, doing the things that you say that you're going to do, you communicating with me, you being consistent. Being consistent, because some of the men these days, they lack that terribly. I was talking to this one guy. At one point, I sent him a text message just to check on him. 3 days later, as if it's the resurrection, he come responding. What? Nope. Like, I can't. I'm reaching out to check on you. You be in your phone every day because I see you on social media. So don't act like you ain't see this, that you gonna wait 3 days. Like, I don't have time for that. We too grown. I'm about to be 34 years old in a couple months. I don't have time for inconsistency because I'm not an inconsistent person. If I say that I'm gonna do something, I'm trying with my whole heart. If I say I'm gonna show up, then I'm gonna show up. If I put something, like y'all know, my girls know, when I pull that calendar out, if I'm stamping you in my calendar for something we have set, I'm gonna be there. That's just that. On that. Period. So I'm really big on that. Be a man of your word. Do what you say you're gonna do. Don't be out here trying to flex on social media and then behind the scenes you not upholding your end of the bargain. No. But that can go to a whole other conversation. So, amen. Moving on to the next question. This next question is, why do we surrender to fear? Wow. Why do we surrender to fear? I feel like we surrender to fear because sometimes, we have fear of the things that we don't know. A lot of times, see my iPad light up at like, what is that? A lot of times we can be in these situations and just like, prime example, if you get paid, you got more bills than the check that you got, and you like, this bill is due, that bill is due, the third and the fourth, fifth, sixth, all them bills is due, but I don't have enough money to match. So what am I gonna do? So then it's like you start not necessarily fearing, but you kind of fear, you worry, you get anxious, and you start wondering because you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to sort it out. You're trying to see like, okay, how is this going to get taken care of? Because I'm looking at this and I'm looking at what I got to do with this, and it's just not adding up. So we kind of start panicking a little bit until God comes through. And a lot of times I feel like we surrender to fear because it's not even necessarily that it feels good, but because we want to know what's going to happen next. Even in like the course of our life, we want to know like, okay, God, I understand you in control, but I'm trying to be in control of what's going on. This is why we feel. I need to know how this is going to do. I need to know that this going to shake like this. I need to know when I write this check, it's going to cash, da, 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 da. I need to know when I open up my refrigerator, I'm going to see da, 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 da. I need to know that when I get in my car to pull off, this is going to be this. But things don't always work that way. It don't always work out and pan out the way that we intend and expect for it to work. So we start worrying and become fearful because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how it's going to get done. We want to do our dream, but we don't know where the money going to come from. We got this nice, healthy Write the Vision, Make It Plain. We got a nice old healthy list of all the things that we want. And we looking like, well, God, how you going to do it? How you going to do it? So I feel like we surrender to fear because of things that we don't know, and we want to be in control when God wants us to surrender everything to him and let him do it. I think that's all that I feel on that. Because that could just go so many. And the Bible clearly tells us, be anxious for nothing. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. Don't worry about the things of tomorrow, for the things of tomorrow will take care of itself. But just worry about today. And here we go. What we do? Get up worrying, being anxious, being fearful after the word done told us, don't do it. This ain't even a spirit that came from me. So what are you doing? And sometimes we just have to learn, like, prime example, I was getting low on groceries and I knew my payday wasn't coming. This is a personal testimony. I usually do not share my personal business on social media. But my check wasn't scheduled to come till 5 days later. And I went to go get my lunch to leave for work that morning. And I was like, God. I said, and I chuckled. I chuckled just like that. I was like, God, I need you to fill this refrigerator, my freezer, and these cupboards with an overflow of food, because we running on empty up in here. Now, the flip side of that is I know that I have parents who, thankfully, God has blessed them financially, and they would have been able to help. But sometimes I don't be wanting to hit people up asking them for stuff, because I want to try to handle things on my own, because I'm like, I'm grown. I shouldn't be in this place. I need to be figuring out a different way on how to da-da-da-da-da-da. So I said my little prayer, grabbed my lunch, and I hit my alarm, and I walked out, left to go to work. That same night, I got a phone call. Do you need groceries? Do I? You don't even know. Do I? Not even knowing that they were answering a prayer that I had just made to God. But I said that to say, when we surrender and don't worry about it, because I said my little prayer and I left. I was just like, that was that. And the same day, and it just reminded me, like, we have to go back to having faith really like kids. Their mindset is just so broad and so grand, and their imagination is so huge. What you want to be? I want to be the president of the United States. You 2 years old. Do you even know, first of all, how to spell president? Second of all, what their title entails? Like, but they just be, I want to go to Mars. I want to go to Pluto. Like, kids be thinking out of this world like that. But my thing is, why not? God can do whatever it is that he want to do, exceedingly abundantly above all that we even ask or think. I ain't get on here to preach, but So, but yeah, we just have to surrender our will, our lives, our agendas, our plans, everything. We can write them and plan and everything, but let God establish it. And he gonna make sure that you get to your designated place. Trust me. He gonna make sure this apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment. And I remember, my youth pastor used to always ask, Mattia, when you gonna venture out and get, your own place by yourself? And I used to always tell, I can't afford to stay by myself. I'm paying these student loans back. And I not realizing that out of my own mouth, I'm saying what I can't do and not thinking about what God can do. Here I am going on 5 years living by myself because God has sustained me. So a lot of times we don't know how things are going to be when we take that step out on faith, or when we move. We don't know how the next step looks, but just keep walking. And I promise you, God's got you. Yes. And the last question, how do you know how to care for your mate? Ooh, y'all, as y'all can see, I love relationship questions. Ooh, I love relationship questions. I guess because I'm a relational type of person, not just as it pertains to men or a man, but even in like my friendships, I'm relational. Like, I love to, when we get on good topics, me and my friends, we talk about good topics all the time. Me and my sisters talk about we give our opinions, and I just love that. I love communication. I'm relational. Okay. But how do you know how to care for your mate? A lot of that I feel like stems from, one, you need to know your mate's love language, and you need to know your own love language. Because a lot of times I've learned that we love others from a place of where we need to be loved. And I say that to say, let's say I get with a man, and my love languages are quality time and physical touch. So if I'm, touching all on him, and I'm just like, babe, I just want to sit and talk with you, he may not be a talker. But if I'm loving him from my love languages, but not knowing what his love languages are, his emotional love language or his emotional love tank is not going to be filled, because he's just like, well, she ain't loving me. And in my mind, I'm like, I touch on him. I let him know that I want him. I talk to him. I support him, da, 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 da. But that's not, if he's a person who his love language is gifts or, Lord Jesus, gifts, and I know them all, but I'm thinking of one specific one. Gifts and positive words of affirmations. That's what it is. Or even in that, some women think they loving their man just by cooking them good food, putting it down in the boom boom room, and, being it. But if you cussing your man out every other day, and one of his love languages is positive words of affirmations, that man don't feel loved. I'm here to tell you right now, that man does not feel loved if you cussing him out every other day, telling him what he ain't gonna do. So, and men, because of their egos, they need to be gassed. Like, they need to be boosted up. They need to feel, because men suffer from insecurities the same way that women do. And in a sense, I almost want to say they suffer more, but they try to act all, big and barely like they don't. But I feel like men do suffer from insecurity. They want to feel loved just like us. They may express it in a different way, but men want to feel loved just like we women do. So how do you know how to care for your mate? First, I think establishing and knowing one another's love languages, so you can know how to please that one. If my husband walks in the door and he's a physical touch person, and he sits on the couch and I'm sitting all the way on the opposite side, or we get ready to go to bed and I'm not touching him, he might feel like, well, dang, she ain't feeling me right now, or she may not be feeling me at all because she never touches me. And some people, I remember when I was younger, I would always just walk up to like my mama and either interlock arms, or I would lay my head on her shoulder, or I would just walk up to her and hug her and just kiss her cheek. And I remember one time when I got older, I did that. And she was like, I can tell your husband, he gonna have to be real affectionate because you loved it. And I do. Like when I'm close to people, and I know some people, everybody's not, like that, but I love hugs. People those who know me, they know. I'm very, I'm a physical touch. That's me. I love hugs. Like I love kisses. I love to hold hands. I love to be close to people that I'm close with. Let me rephrase that, because I don't want no stranger just coming up to me, just kissing me all on my face, and can't do that. But that's me. So if I'm near people, especially if it's a significant other of mine, if my man walk in, y'all see me talking about my man, go ahead and speak it into existence, girl. Go ahead. If my man walk through the door and I'm home, I'm greeting him. Or if he's already home and I walk through the door, I'm going to be on him because that's just me. And when you love someone, when you're in love with someone, you want that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want that. Woo. So I'm just saying, you got to learn your partner's love language. And not only that, how to care for your mate. Find out the things that they like. If a man is dating a woman and she's always saying how stressed she is and how she got tension in her shoulders and her back, she's giving you all the signs. She's saying everything to you. Get me a massage. Or, just finding out the things that your mate likes. If they like bubble baths, run them bath water by the time they get home. If like me, I like to eat. So if I got a man and he know how to cook me some food. Because when I get home, if I don't work all day, and if I've had a stressful day that day, or if I'm letting you know, most couples, I feel like they communicate throughout the day, whether it's by phone or text. Babe, how's your day? Babe, my day was awesome. Or another day, maybe, babe, how's your day? It's very stressful. They kind of tick me off. That's kind of going to let you know that, one, she may be wanting to talk when she getting home. Two, she may be a little, edge on stress. Run her a little bubble bath. Lay her little night clothes out. If she wear night clothes, lay her night clothes out for when she get done. Light a candle. Play some soft music for her while she's in the bath. When she comes home, or whether I don't know if she eat before, if she eat after, fix a plate. Cook her food. Like, feed her. If you know she likes sweets, get her sweets. If you know she loves flowers, buy her flowers every now and again. If you know she's one who likes positive words of affirmation, get her a card. Write her a love letter. I'm helping y'all right now. Jesus. Write her a love letter. If you know she loves music, put on some of her favorite old school jams. Play some music for her to help her relax and unwind. And I'm not just saying that this is just for the ladies, even men. If you know that your man likes sports, set him up on a date where y'all can go to an NBA game together. If you know he's adventurous, babe, get up. Let's go zip lining today. Or, jet skiing today. Or, babe, be spontaneous, be fun, be different, make things different. And some things don't even require a whole lot of money. Shoot. some things just don't. Some things you could do in the home, but you could spice it up and just, but you have to know what it is that your partner likes. I watched a video the other day on Facebook with Fantasia and her husband. And when I tell y'all, that video spoke to my soul, because it wasn't just about the good things in their marriage. They discussed bumps in the road, but they also discussed how they worked through and how they actually made it to where they are now. And one of the things her husband said was, you have to study your queen. And I feel the same thing with women. We got to study and learn our husbands. If you know that your husband, come on, our husbands. If you know that your man coming home and he's not really one to want to talk about his day right when he gets home, if you know how that goes, give him time. Give him a little moment. But if you know he coming home, he want to talk to you, talk to your girls, or whoever you got to talk to throughout the day. So when your honey comes home, you are all ears to him. He can have your undivided attention. He can talk to you about his stresses at work or with his business or what it is that he's trying to do, or you can help him with his vision. Come on now. Come on. I'm saying all this like I'm really in a relationship. This let y'all know how much I ask my mama questions. But yes, I love relationship questions. I'm hoping one day me and my husband, we can be people use that term power couple. I want to be a power couple that actually got power and can really make some changes in, the community, in the world, whatever platform we own. We can help save marriages. There's so much stuff, honey. So much stuff. But that was the last question. I love relationship stuff. I do. I guess I have my idea of how I want my own relationship and marriage to be. And although I know everything is not going to be gravy all the time, I just feel like I'm just so willing to put in the work, and I want someone who's equally willing to do the same. Because I feel like it can be beautiful. It's what we make it. But we got to be on one. We got to be on one accord. We got to be on the same team now. Woo, child. That blessed me. All the time, I ain't finished this bag of chips yet. So that is it for this video. I really enjoyed. I don't know. I sit right here. I'll talk to myself. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for everyone who sent questions. Maybe I can do this again too. Yes. If there's anything that y'all want me to discuss, leave me a comment, a sign. But again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you like the video, if you would like to drop me a comment, please do. If you would like to share the video so y'all can tell people how crazy I am in the best way, then do so. Again, thank you for all my subscribers. I did just hit over 200, I think it was last week. If it wasn't the beginning of this week, it was earlier last week. So I'm excited about that. I really don't do it for the subscribers. But if I can reach one person, then it's enough for me. I really just love being in this vein, doing all the things that I'm passionate and purposeful about, which is ministry / motivation, music, y'all know that, and makeup. I just love being in this vein, and I love to positively influence people. I've learned that I take a lot of pride in that, because there's so much negative things going on in the world today, and so many negative things that people are dealing with themselves, whether it's, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, family issues or whatever. So I take pride in being a light. And I can only thank nobody but God for that, because if I hadn't gone through my dry patches years ago, I wouldn't have been able to stumble across and continue to grow in my love for myself and my love for God, and be strengthened in an area. Because so many people, I mean, strangers, they'll be on the phone talking to me, and before you know it, they telling me, they're stressed out. They found out, the husband's doing this, their wife is doing that, and I'm just like, y'all don't even know me. But people, it's so many people that come to me. So many people that come to me. So I thank God for that. I do make sure that I don't carry the weight of other people's issues on me, but I make sure that I give it right on back to God, because only God can do it, because I can't. I be here, I pray for you, support you, give you my advice if that's what you ask for, and just, love up on you. That's about it. But yeah, anyway, thank y'all so much. I hope y'all enjoyed. Again, any comments or any topics y'all would like for me to discuss, just drop it on in the comments. But thank y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next time. And I won't take that no more.